morning, everybody. Sorry, bumped the table. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. My name is Lori. This is Ollie Joe Budget and Debt Payoff Journey, and today I am doing my weekly cash stuffing. Now this week I am not fully funding anything, but I am going to condense my two categories last week that I fully funded. So as most of you may know, people who are returnees, what I do is I put $1 in each one of my regular shopping, debt, spending, annual savings, giving envelopes. Put $1 in each one of them. And then I have a $1, $2, $5, $10, and $20 challenge, and I put a bill in each one of those. And I have a weekly challenge, which is I put in the amount of money for that Friday. Like today's the 20th, so I'll put in $20. And that's it. All right. Itchy nose. Excuse me. Sorry. I hope that doesn't gross anybody out. So let's go ahead and get started. Don't want to lose these guys. Keep them handy. So we'll start out with the $200 challenge. And it is basically 10 $20 bills. And this is to save up money for a debt payment. And so we are on track to have it funded in time to pay off my Fidelity credit card. So that is super cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and do these next. These are just the single envelopes. Most of them are just $1. Let's see, so personal care, the goal is $25. Oh, hey, I forgot. It's fully funded. Awesome. Okay, household supplies, the goal is $55. So now I'll put $1 in each of one of these envelopes, and most of the envelopes will now have $24 in them. And then next week, when I do my stuffing, I'm going to swap out the $4 bills for a single $5 bill. And then I'll recycle the dollar bills and use them, going forward. Okay, so hobbies is $50, which everybody knows is not nearly enough. Dining out is $75. And just for the sake of conversation, typically what dining out means to us is ordering pizza to be delivered, and it's usually pretty close to $75. Like, we ordered out pizza last weekend and it was $71 and some odd cents. And that's because we didn't buy anything to drink. We just got pizza and wings and stuff like that. Okay, auto expenses, $100, which is basically the amount of money that I put on my Venmo card. Is kind of a sinking fund for automobile expenses. So for the last several months, I've been putting $100 a month onto the Venmo card. And then today I went and had my oil changed, and they changed a filter in the cabin, a cabin filter. Got my car washed because I was too embarrassed to take it to the dealer with it being dirty the way it was. And now it's dirty again because it immediately started to rain. But at least it was clean when I got to the service place. And I got gas. So it was, altogether, it brought down my balance on my Venmo card to $87. So I spent almost $300. It was $189 plus 25, $200. It's like $250 is about what I spent altogether for all those things, and now I'm under $100 now. So it really worked out. Saving $100 a month for automobile expenses on the Venmo card worked out perfectly. I mean, I know I've done it before like that years ago. I used to do that with the American Express Bluebird card, but They're not, I stopped using that Bluebird card and switched over to the Venmo card. But anyway, it's worked out perfectly. It's awesome. Of course, while I was there, they told me that I needed about $700 worth of work. They said not now, but like maybe the next time I get an oil change, I'll need to do something, something about brake fluids and something else. I don't even know. There was 2 things on there. One was 200 and something, and the other one was 500 and something. Anyway, I got time to save up for it. Apparel, $100, which of course everybody knows is not nearly enough. It's just a starting place. Actually, today I went to a consignment shop, and I was able to get a pair of jeans for $10. They look brand new. They look like they'd never been worn, and so it felt like that was a pretty good deal. And I got some shirts, but I don't know about the shirts. I don't know. I mean, there wasn't a lot to choose from in my size, and so I did get something that looked good enough. But my big idea is this. Now, I might be crazy, and you can tell me that maybe it's a bad idea. It's fine. I don't like to buy clothes. My body is always changing, and I hate spending money on clothes. But I wanted to get some slightly nicer clothes to wear to work. I'm not talking fancy professional attire dress or anything. Just kind of like a business casual. Yeah, like right now I dress like I'm going to a barbecue on the weekends. So I kind of want to dress just a little bit more professionally, not a lot more, just a little bit more, a little bit, I don't know what the word is for it. Not business casual, like business casual. Okay. Anyway, that's why I got some nicer looking pants and some not t-shirt shirts. Okay, so Sissy, the goal is 311. And honestly, I was thinking about it, and I don't even think this is going to be enough. Because in July, I have to get her rabies shot, which means taking her to the vet. And I bet that's not $300. I'll bet it's $500. Without even overthinking it, I'll bet it's $500. So I need to call them and find out how much it's going to be, so I can be prepared. Planning and budgeting supplies. I got $200 on here as a goal, and honestly, I have spent more than that over the years, in binders and whatever stuff you buy for budgeting. Like planners, I bought 2 planners this year. They were like $150 together, and so really $200 is probably not enough, but it's like a starting place. Groceries, $3.50. There have been some months where I went way under $3.50 and some months where I went way over $3.50, but it's a nice average. Okay, that's the first one done. Annual expenses and giving. So, NRRPT, that's my professional membership, $75 a year. Umbrella policy. You guys, if you were here last week, then you know the story. I paid $163, and then they sent me a bill for $167, so I got $167 on here, but then they told me that, no, not really. $163 is correct. I'm just going to leave $167 on there. I need to stop telling the story, though. Okay, card registration and taxes. Last year it was $255, so that's what I got on here for that. And tax prep, this year it's $400, but I'm going to leave the $425 on there because, you know what, it could go up at any moment, right? Next year it could be $500, who knows. And life insurance is $470, that's in August, I'll pay it in July. Escrow, this past November it was $491.19. And my homeowner's insurance bill could be paid any moment. Last year they paid it on February 18th. So I'll look today to see if they've paid it already. And then I will know if I have to pay a little bit more for escrow. Right now it's at $491.19. HOA dues. So I have to make 3 payments, $309.87, starting in January. So January, and then in March, and then in May, right? So I hate making that payment. So what I have done in the past, which I will do this year, is I paid the first payment in January because that's all I had. And then in March, I'll pay the rest. Because I know it's only 2 payments instead of 3, but I despise paying any of it. Okay, car insurance. So my car insurance is due March 18th. And I am ready to make that payment right now. I just need to log on to see if it is ready to be paid. Typically, they send me an email saying that it's ready to be paid, so I could get that email today. But it is $463.25, and that's in March and in September. I like to pay it early though because I want to get it over with. In donations, I have $800 on here, and typically that's for Autism Society and Toys for Tots. Although this past year I did not do Toys for Tots. And then Christmas is $200, and this is my first thing I get to condense. So I fully funded it last week. The goal is $200, so I'm just going to take the $200 I got, and I'm taking this money out, and I'll recycle it. Probably not take it back to the bank. I'm just going to recycle it and use it for future weeks. All right. Okay. Debt and savings. Currently, my mortgage payment, I've rounded it up to $2,200. That includes principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Okay, my 401k loan, I'm going to condense it also. And today I am going to be putting in $21. So let me just do this right here because I might forget. Saved 21, and that gives me $268. Anybody want to check my math? I think it's 268. You know, I think I could do math, but it turns out I really can't. Well, okay, so we're going to do the condensing here. So there's 250. We need 60, 65, 66, 67, 68. Once again, I'll either recycle that or take it back to the bank. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to recycle it so then I don't have to go back to the bank. All right. So where's that 5? There we are. So I am trying to save up to make an extra payment because if I see, when I made an extra payment a couple months ago, what they did is they treated it like a regular payment. They did not take, I sent $187.96, and they treated it like a regular payment. So they took some interest out and then some principal. So this time I want to send $375.92, which is the equivalent of 2 payments. And they should still just take out 1 month's interest, right? So it should be like $70 in interest, and then the rest should go to principal. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that my principal drop down by $300. I know that when you owe almost $40,000 on a loan, $300 is not very much, but I don't care. I want to see it. Okay, car payment is $352.12 is the monthly payment. My first home improvement loan is $294.54. Now let me tell you guys something. I have 2 home improvement loans. This one I owe about $15,650 on, give or take. And the second one I owe something else on. Let me tell you. I'll tell you what I owe on it. Maybe. I'll tell you exactly what I owe on it. I owe $14,310. So, I've been thinking about this. And you guys tell me what you think, please. I am about to be done paying on the Fidelity credit card. And they have sent me another offer to do another 0% transfer. So, here's what I was thinking. I was thinking about rolling over the larger of the home improvement loans to the 0% card, right? And then I have a year to pay it off. Okay? So then, this one I had planned on paying off this year anyway, right? Before the end of the year. So here's what I was thinking. I was thinking that I would go ahead and keep making payments on this one. I mean, make the extra payment so that it gets paid off this year. And then this one would be the 0%. So I think that should be okay. And the reason is because this. If I roll over this debt to the 0% card, I mean this one to the 0% card, and then I pay it off in like 4 months, I would have wasted all of that money because they charge you a fee, right? They charge you 3% to roll it over, to refinance. And it would be like $400, I think. Somewhere between $300 and $400 to refinance either one of these, you know what I mean? And it just seems like the whole idea to roll it over is to save money on interest, right? Well, I'm going to pay this off in about 4 months anyway, so it doesn't make sense for me to pay a fee when I would have it paid off anyway. Does that make sense? Am I talking gibberish? I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I didn't make sense there. In my head it makes sense, so we'll see. Fidelity credit card, my current payment is $40, but I will have this paid off on the March 15th. Okay, my emergency fund, I just have $100 on here, mostly just as a starter goal. I have my emergency fund fully funded already, so this is just extra. And my home and car insurance deductibles is $2,000. You know, speaking of homeowners insurance, so my homeowners insurance is renewing, right? It renews March 18th. And I've seen these videos on YouTube where people are talking about their homeowners insurance not covering like a fire or a flood or natural disaster or whatever. And I thought to myself, what if I'm in that situation? It's terrifying to think of. And so I was thinking to myself, I realized I don't really know what my homeowner's insurance covers. And I thought about calling them to find out just exactly how does homeowner's insurance work. You know, because I want to know. I need to know how my homeowner's insurance works. Like if my house burns down or something. How does it work? What if my house burns down and it burns down the other two houses on each side of me? You know, what if that house burns down and my house catches on fire? It's like, who pays? Does their insurance pay? You know, I don't really understand how insurance works. And it's embarrassing because I'm 56 years old and I don't know. So I'm going to learn about that. I feel like I should know. I should know already. Okay, so household bills. HVAC is fully funded. Yay. Cell phone is about to be fully funded. So I am going to put in here this week, I am putting $4 in because whenever I fully funded an envelope, I'm taking that dollar out and I'm snowballing it to the next lowest or the next highest category. So I'm going to write, wait a minute, did I already write it down? I already wrote it down. So I'm putting in $4 this week for the phone. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think that I need these ones, so I'm just going to make it, my total is now $26, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab a 5 out of my bank over here. Okay, so $26 now, because I need those one. I need those ones. All right, so this one will be fully funded next week. No, the week. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. The goal is $31.56. If I put in $4 next week, it'll give me $30. And so I guess it'll be the week after that, it'll be fully funded. Okay. Google Fi, which is my internet, $82.91 is the goal. Water, the goal is $136. And my electric is $170. Speaking of electric, I have my AC is electric, so during the winter I don't have to pay quite as much. But it's February and it is hot. It's like 75 degrees outside, and it's at least that inside my house. I'm melting. I'm like, no, Lori, do not turn on the AC. Don't do it. Lawn care is $235. And I'm so proud of myself. I kept good track of my lawn care last year, and so that I will know, or I think I'll know, when they're coming to work the lawn. And I knew that they were going to come in February, and they did. So I'm so proud of myself for knowing when they're going to come. And natural gas is $90. Now that I'm on the budget thing, it's so nice. The budget payments of $90 a month is so nice, because last year in February I paid $271 for natural gas. So it's super nice knowing this month I paid $90. Of course, that also means I'll be paying $90 in July. That's fine. Alright, so the next is my weekly savings. And so today's the 20th, so I'm putting in $20. And this money is for my HOA dues for 2027. I feel like that this is going to work out perfectly. Okay, and look at that. I guess I did need those ones. Whatever. That's fine. So the $1 savings challenge is basically saving up ones, and I will put them in the envelopes. And the $2 challenge is also for the envelopes. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 weeks left, and this will be fully funded. $5 challenge. Okay, so we're starting over with this because last week we finished. So we're going to start over. And I haven't decided yet what I'm going to use it for this time. Probably debt. Or maybe I'll use it to top off my annual expenses envelopes. Alright, and the $10 challenge is for debt. So this particular time, it will go towards my next targets. So it'll be one of the home improvement loans. Okay, that's it. That's everything. So there's something I wanted to talk to you guys about real quick, just to get your feels, your thoughts on. So this morning when I was doing my Friday morning money routine, I added up how much money I have left, how much debt I have left for consumer debt. So that would be the Fidelity credit card, the car, and the 2 home improvement loans. And the total is As of this morning, $51,330. So you may recall that last year I paid off over $52,000 of debt. And this year my goal is $43,000, and that's because I got stuff going on. I want to redo my estate plan, my owe taxes, and my homeowner's insurance might go up. So I didn't know if $52,000 was a realistic goal or not. But I was thinking to myself, I bet I can still pay off $51,330 in a year. So between now and in March of next year, I think I can pay it off. Pay off that. And that'll pay off, like I said, the Fidelity card, the 2 home improvement loans, and the car. And I'll just be left with the house and the 401k loan. And so I have it kind of broken down on here. I was like daydreaming, right? So I was like, I could pay off $10,000 in March, maybe. And that's really kind of depends on what I get for my bonus and how things go with my tax return. But let's say I'm able to do that. Let's just say I'm able to pay all of my bills and still have money left to pay on my debt. So I'm looking at $10,000 in March, $5,000 in April, $3,600 for May, June, July, August. And then I have some overtime. I have some overtime in April, and I'll have some overtime in September and October. So $5,000 each of those months, and then $3,600 for the rest of the year. I think I can do it. And I wanted to tell you this because I had to chuckle at myself. I thought to myself, I bet I can do this if I don't have any emergencies, is what I was thinking to myself. And then I thought to myself, for the first time ever, I have money in my emergency fund. If there is an emergency, I can cover it, right? Well, I can cover it up to the money I have in their account. If it's more than $5,000, I'm of course screwed. But if I have an emergency that is under $5,000, I got it covered. And I'm so used to being afraid of emergencies that it was just a natural thought. It was just a natural thought. Well, I can do this if there are no emergencies, right? Now, you guys might remember from way back in November of 2024, I had my hot water heater went out and I had to replace it. And it was almost $5,000. It was like $4,780 or something like that. And I was so mad. I was so mad at myself, which is really why I got restarted on getting my debt paid off, my finances in order, because I literally had no money. I got so lucky that I was able to get a 0% loan to cover it. And I was like, I am never going to be in this situation again. And I have worked really, really hard over the last year tucking away money so that I would have something like real money in an emergency fund and not have to rely on debt to cover an emergency. And so I'm just really happy that I can legitimately say I have a valid emergency fund. And it's taken a long time to get there, but I think that I can honestly say I can pay off that $51,330 in the next 12 months. Even saying that out loud, in my head, the next sentence was, if there's no emergencies. Isn't that crazy? You just get so programmed to just assume that you can do a thing if there's no problems, right? It's just, I really am so grateful to my employer for paying me, my son who contributes to household expenses, to you guys for watching my videos and giving me that support that I need, which I do need. I need the encouragement and the support. It's very helpful. I don't want to let you guys down. But most importantly, I thank God, because without this job and without my income, without my employer, I thank God for my employer for paying me. I just so grateful all the way around. And I'm just so relieved that I'm in a different place today than I was a year ago. All right, that's it. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.